So today we are going to discuss some of the cases wherein we will derive the potential first using the known formulas for continuous charge distribution. Then we will differentiate that. We will find the potential gradient at that point to find the electric field. And we will cross check whether the results that we obtain using the differentiation is matching with what we had done in the previous section of electric field. Okay, so your job is first to find the potential at point P in this case. This is a case of a uniformly charged ring. The charge is on the periphery of, it is on the periphery of uniformly charged ring at a distance x from the center on its axis. Point P is there. First, you find the potential of that point P. Okay, so I'll just repeat that you took the elements on the periphery, dq elements. Every element is at the same distance from point B because that point P is on the vertex of the cone. And what is the base of the cone? This ring. Okay, so the distance R is under root of x square plus a square for all the elements. Now you will find the potential due to one element, that is k d cube by R, and then you will integrate it. There is no need to take any components because it's a scalar quantity. So you will get this as the expression. Now the next part is to find the electric field as a negative of the potential gradient. Okay, that means now you have to differentiate this term. E will be given by minus of dou V by dou X. That means if you differentiate this partially with respect to X, okay, there is no, logically if you see, there is no sense in differentiating it a direction which is perpendicular to the axis. We want electric field along the axis. By symmetry, we know that electric field will be only along the axis. So we will differentiate it with respect to the axis. That means if I move along the axis, if I move along the axis, let's say by dx, what is the change in the potential? So the rate at which this potential is changing, dv by dx, will give me the strength of the electric field at point P. So I want all of you to differentiate this and see whether you are getting this as the result or not. I'll give you another 5 minutes. Okay, so this is the situation of a uniformly charged disk. You have to find potential at point P, okay, which is on the axis at a distance x from the center of the disk. You have to integrate it with proper limits of R. Okay, you have to take suitable elements, which is already shown in the diagram. Okay, so first find potential and then find the electric field by finding the potential gradient.
Yes, sir.
कितने बच्चों ने कर लिया ये? आपको ऑलमोस्ट यू कैन सी दैट जो भी उसकी अप्रोच है प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने की, वो डायग्राम में सब कुछ दे रखा है. एलिमेंट भी आपको बता रखा है कि आपको एक रिंग लेनी है, एलिमेंटल रिंग लेनी है, कोएक्सियल होनी चाहिए रिंग. उस रिंग पे जो चार्ज है उसको आपको कैलकुलेट करना है. दैट इज योर फर्स्ट जॉब. ओके, तो दिस इज द चार्ज दैट यू विश टू फाइंड आउट. ओके, नाउ दिस रिंग हैज अ चार्ज. दैट चार्ज यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट. वो कैसे निकालेंगे? We know that the charge density is sigma. Okay, it is given that charge density is sigma. So if I know the area of this ring, elemental ring, then I can easily find out the charge on it. Yes or no? So dq will be given by sigma times dA. Now this dA is nothing but 2 pi r dr. 2 pi r is the perimeter of the ring, dr is the thickness of the ring, right? So dq you know. Now this charge dq on the ring will have a potential at point P given by kq. In this case, we will take the charge on the ring as dq upon this distance. Okay, this we have just done. Under root of r square plus x square. This is the potential due to a elemental ring. Now, if you wish to find out the total potential, what will you do? You will integrate this potential, elemental potential, with proper limits of r. Yes. तो आपको क्या करना है नेक्स्ट स्टेप में? v is equal to integral of dv, which is k is constant. It comes out. What is dq? Sigma 2 pi r dr under root of r square plus x square. Is it clear? So the common terms will come out. So you will take k sigma into pi as constant outside, 2 r dr and under root of r square plus x square. The limits of r is 0 to a. Is this clear? Now using the substitution method, what substitution will you do? R square plus x square, you will take it as some t. You differentiate this, you will get 2r dr, which is equal to dt. Now you know why I did not take 2 outside the integral, because I wanted to keep this thing as dt. Is it clear? Now this expression will become k sigma pi dt upon root of t. What is the limit of t? X. What is the lower limit of t? What is the upper limit of t? Root of a square plus x square. Is this clear? Now I think rest of the problem should be very easy for you. So if you integrate this thing, you will get the total potential. Okay. You have to integrate this term. From there, you will get this as the result. And when you differentiate this, you will get this result. Okay. This term is nothing but sigma by 2 epsilon naught 1 minus cos theta. If you remember, for the disk we had already done this derivation. Electric field on the axis of the disk. Okay. Now within the gap of 2 sessions, that is of 5 minutes, complete the entire thing.